Hi.
Welcome back to the FableFew.
Oh, I can't move my back.
The FableFew!
It's gonna kill you.
I'm glad that that's the intro to this episode of the podcast.
You know, Lily and I finally come back.
You guys think we should get our own theme song with lyrics?
Yeah,
Like Angry Video Game Nerd.
absolutely. You know, they're gonna take you back to the fridge.
Welcome to the FableFew. We got a podcast for you.
All right.
Alright,
So-
pick it up,
Fuck.
boys, that's
No,
it.
Hold on.
No.
Oh.
We're so smart. We're so cool.
We don't have
Like,
to go
leave
to
a
school.
like. No. Leave a like. Subscribe to.
Okay.
Fuck. Okay. No, I'm not done yet.
Uh-huh.
If you don't like our whole crew, I will fucking throttle you. Okay, there we go.
All right. Thank you,
Welcome
Alex.
to
Our
the
theme
only
song.
podcast of which that is
Welcome
the only
to the
theme
only
song.
podcast.
Where we threaten you 1 minute in.
Yeah. So, Aries and I are back.
We're back.
In case it wasn't obvious.
They're back!
You're still made of cardboard,
Yeah.
unfortunately. That can't be undone.
No,
The Jeff Bezos machine finally got us.
That's what I said. That was
I
my
know.
first reason why.
Alex,
you
I
left.
listened to
I know.
I listened to the podcast while I was away.
Big mistake.
That's
Clearly.
I
You
don't
made a-
listen to
You made
it.
a fatal error. You think no. You think I think anyone listens?
I don't.
With
I
the
listen.
things I say?
Yeah.
I'll be real with
You're
you.
my
I
friend.
only listen to maybe every fourth episode of this fucking podcast.
Oh, if I'm on it, I don't listen to it.
I listen to every episode,
If
even the
I'm-
ones I'm in.
I listen to. Well, you edit them.
I
Except
don't
for
listen
last
to
time.
them when I edit them.
I've been listening to them more because I can listen to podcasts at work now, and
Yeah.
it's
Nice.
great.
My cat just let me open
I
his
don't-
mouth. It was
I don't listen to an
stinky.
episode all the way through when we were after, like, when I'm editing, because, like, I was there.
I like how we started this with we're not
I
going to
really
do any
listen.
company talk.
This isn't company talk. This is me talking about my free time outside of the company.
Anyway,
Related to the company.
anyway, I am
Anyway.
I am on a YouTube channel that is not ours.
Oh.
Nope.
I am.
Oh, what the fuck?
That's not allowed.
I've been cheating on you guys.
Well, that's not. Well, we can't have
That's not
that.
allowed.
So
Yeah.
Lily put in a gun cocking sound effect.
No.
Yes.
Lily was
No.
Lily
I have
was
a
in there
gun
in
now.
theory because she was behind a door.
I was behind a door.
Shout out because I said I'd give her a shout out, so all 32 of our followers could scurry over there.
We have 38.
All 34 of our followers.
Okay. Go ahead and shout out the
Oh,
channel.
You two are bringing quite a good energy.
her name's Nana Shenanigans,
say welcome
and she
back.
digs through people's trash for a living. She dug through my trash.
Oh.
Fuck. That's a good fucking name.
Yeah. She has 500 subscribers almost.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah. She's cool.
We gotta throw all our shit out. Our name
And-
isn't good enough.
And we're the
gotta start
one that's shout-outing her.
I said
We're shouting out.
that since I was going to tell the story of how my mom found her digging through our garbage, I was probably going to tell it on our podcast. I'd give her a shout out.
Yeah.
We were getting ready to finish packing, and my mom had hung up the phone with me because she was home, and suddenly I hear the garage open, but I hear two voices. And I was like, well, my mom doesn't have two voices. I walk out, and there's just this weird lady with a GoPro strapped to her forehead.
Fun.
Broken enter?
What?
No.
She's breaking enter?
No. Aries' mom let her in.
Oh,
Yeah, no, my
okay,
mom just
okay.
came in to show her all of our wonderful garbage.
Yeah, honestly,
We
if
were-
someone was like, hey, I want to dig through your trash, I'm like, fucking do it. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do anything with it. Just be safe, please.
The video...
We were clearing out our garage.
Yeah, we were clearing out our garage, so our curb was just littered with fabulous trash.
Mm.
Including the fact
Dead
that
friends,
somebody
mostly.
had thrown out my amazing Thundercat sneakers that I've had since I was 13.
No.
I was very...
That would have been your mom or your brother.
I assume it was Jazz, because my mom even said that she thought that I'd throw them out, and she was surprised.
Yeah.
Fucking love Thundercats. Anyway.
But the lady's cool.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Watched a few of her videos.
Yeah, the most recent one is the one with me in it. You can see me in my pajamas, wondering what the fuck's going on.
What was their YouTube channel?
Nana's Shenanigans.
Shenanigans. Also, no, the most recent one is not the one you're in anymore. She posted a video
Was
today.
this morning?
You've been replaced.
How dare you?
Yeah, the video that our trash is in is the hour-long video that she posted
a special.
a week ago.
That's because most of it is my mom talking to her, and she didn't edit
she
it out.
decided to keep in that entire conversation.
Oh my god.
My mom never shuts up, ever.
To be fair, it's not from a lack of knowledge of editing, because she does know how to do time lapses and very good clean cuts.
So she just decided to keep.
So she just thought it was interesting.
I'll give it that, though. Most of it is my mom complaining about my uncle. So
Yeah.
that was a week and a half ago, before we moved. We are now pretty much fully moved into our new apartment.
Lovely.
Pretty much.
We now live in the big city. I'm back in the big city. Lily is going from a country girl to a city slicker.
I've lived in basically the middling small town of America my entire life.
Yeah, so now we're in Dallas.
The big city.
The
So,
I don't want to say the boys are back in town, but there's not a very good substitute for the iconic phrase of the boys are back in town.
someone got murdered.
They're here.
The boys are relatively near.
Someone
town.
got murdered in our parking lot in July.
Woo!
Sick.
Yeah.
There's caution tape still
Look.
stuck outside. And possibly blood on our ceiling.
It's not.
Fun.
I'm pretty sure it's blood.
I disagree.
I'm pretty
Why
sure
would
it's
there be
blood.
blood on our ceiling if the murder happened in the parking lot?
I don't know if it happened in the parking lot. We're told it happened in the parking lot. But our floors...
That's what the police report says.
Our floors were also supposed to be hardwood, but they're not. A lot
I don't mind that.
of things aren't adding up.
I don't mind the fact that it's carpet, I'll be honest.
And then the first time we went to the Walmart near our house, we saw a really cool dog in a Batmobile car. And, I went to get some cereal, because I'm gluten intolerant, so the only cereal I can really eat is Corn Pops and Cocoa Puffs. Went to get
Sucks.
the mega size of Cocoa Puffs. Saw this guy in a really tacky iPac t-shirt, where it was just the IPAC and then a gun. I was like, wow, that's tacky. And then on my next glance, I realized he was dragging the woman around that was with him around on a bright pink leash.
Oh!
Yeah!
I did hear about
Yeah, I
this.
posted about it on my Twitter, and I posted about it
And by
on our
here, I mean
our Discord when it happened.
I know, I read it, but I also wanted to act surprised for the drama of it all.
You did
Welcome
very
to
good,
Behind
Jay.
the
Thank
Curtain.
you. Thank you for selling us on the fact that you haven't heard this story before.
Pulls up over the curtain. Hi, I'm Jay. What you just heard was a little bit of a dramatization. We do that from time to time here on TheFableFew.
Never.
Very funny
I just want to say, I was skimming through this lady's videos,
Yeah.
and now my recommended on YouTube is like just in all caps a video that says 3 ways to downshift. It's like, well,
What happened?
Like
Alright.
a car?
Did you click
Yeah.
on any of the videos?
I have now clicked on 3 ways to downshift. Yes, I
Watching a
want to
video
see.
while we were recording a podcast.
This kid's gonna tell me how to downshift
You don't
in
need
3
to know.
ways.
You don't
3
need
ways.
The most recent thing that happened in our move is we were unpacking yesterday,
Oh.
and I went outside, and our neighbor, who's already introduced herself to us, was like, "Hey, I found a kitten. Do you want a kitten?" Or the way she said it made me think one of my cats got out, because I was worried because we were leaving the door open, and my cats are used to being able to go into our backyard. So I was worried one of my cats got out. And no, she just straight up found a kitten in a bush outside her
Oh.
apartment, which is now in my mom's closet because we now own that kitten.
Hell yeah.
Her name is Starfire.
Yeah.
I love that.
She keeps trying to
So-
fight.
Where is the kitty?
She is like dark brown, with white on her paw. She has like a saddle, if you know what that looks like. She has like a saddle and a black head, and then white
I
legs.
don't know what that means.
You're just gonna need to show.
I
me a picture
don't
of
have a
that.
good picture of her. I just have the blurry picture I took before we left for your interview.
That's a fine enough show of what the cat's color looks like.
Either way, she's a black and white cat.
Here, I'm gonna
Lovely.
put it in the fucking channel.
I am looking.
Anyway, that's
I
the
am
cat.
looking.
You neglected to.
Oh,
God.
oh,
neglected
this
to
is a
mention-
fucking kitty baby.
You neglected to mention the reason why our neighbors
thought-
know us already.
Upon initially seeing this picture, I didn't notice the cat. I saw the thing on the
little
floor.
ferret
Little-
toy.
yeah.
I thought the cat was laying face down like that one little puppy that just sleeps belly up with its legs at its side. I thought that's what the cat was doing.
No, that's just a
Yeah.
toy that my cat likes, who is currently laying on my hips.
It makes trilling.
Yet it
Like
it screams if you even look at it.
Oh, love.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my son really likes it.
Now, if you'll allow me to explain why our neighbors know us already,
Yes.
after being here for a week, it's that we made such a spectacle moving
Oh,
in
yeah.
that they've witnessed us
Witness
every
me.
time. Every time we bring stuff into the apartment, they're watching. Now, not like because they're being creepy or
They
anything.
just-
they just happen to be outside when we
Their
do it.
apartment's the one that's right in front of the parking lot, so...
Ah.
Yeah. So, AJ, do you want to tell them the two like support drops we had?
Support. I hate... So we watched Glitch Text on Netflix, and now she won't stop using gamer slang for everything.
I already used.
She's
gamer
using it
slang.
more...
Watching a gamer
She's using
show,
it more than
watching-
usual.
Watching a gamer show.
You
does
would have not
mean
have
that
normally
I'm-
called it a support drop, is my point.
Yo, can I get
I-
a fucking resupply?
Alex, I'm gonna tell you so much about this show when we get off the air.
That it's
Anyway.
yeah, that's you
Aries.
know how we delayed this for
That
15
sounded
minutes.
like a threat.
Yes.
That sounded like a threat.
Anyway, Aries,
So
tell them about these dudes
why me?
because you know how to say it in a way that doesn't make
You
it sound
word
like I'm an
good.
asshole.
I guess.
You word good.
Okay, so basically, my mom's a Mormon. I've talked about this before. I'm
Mhm.
not going to use this podcast, as I've said multiple times, to talk about Mormons or talk shit about Mormons. However,
Exactly why I'm asking you to say these things.
we had a bunch of Mormons come and help us pack.
Like a
Oh.
dozen.
I'm choking on my own spit. Give me a second.
I wanted,
Okay.
for some reason, my initial reaction to that was to say yay. But
My initial reaction was to say no. Oh, I
just
won't.
Aries joking, yay, no.
So, like a dozen.
So the first time the first time, we were told that they were going to help us move at 7 p.m. That means that my mom would have been away at work for 2 hours, and we would have had time for all of us to finish packing our respective rooms enough that somebody barging in and just throwing furniture into a moving van wouldn't, like, damage anything. We were naive.
They arrived an hour and a
They
half
were an
early.
out. I had enough time to tell Lily, "Hey, you gotta watch out. Mormons are either ridiculously early or ridiculously late. There is so many Mormon jokes about being late that one of them is literally, haha, I'm never showing up. Bye."
I wish it was the latter. I wish they arrived late.
Well, the second batch arrived late.
Not really.
Yeah, they were
Second
over an hour late.
Oh. Oh, the second wave is us getting the moving truck unloaded.
Yeah, that was us arriving at our new apartment. So at the house, they show up. I have enough time to go, like, okay, they're going to show up, or either they're probably, we have to plan for them to show up early. I said 6:30. They show up at 6:10. We had just moved into our rooms to start packing them. And these guys show up, and they're immediately like, okay, what do you want to take out? I'm like, you guys are an hour early. Nothing is ready for you to take out. And they're like, well, what do you want us to take out? It's like, can you guys, like, sit down? Can I get you some fucking lemonade or something? They're like, no, we're taking stuff, and we're putting it in that fucking moving van. I'm like, oh okay, alright.
They were supposed to pack the furniture first.
No.
They did
No,
not.
they would not let me say, okay, can you pack the furniture? I'm aware we have stuff on the furniture, but you can just put it on the floor over here. Immediately went into our garage and started asking what boxes they could pull out of there and put in the truck.
Jesus Christ. I think I'd have a fucking panic attack.
I did. I had a panic attack right after they left. Like, I literally laid down on the ground while Lily was heating up some food, and she's like, she had to move me out of the way so she could at least put a blanket down so I wasn't just laying on the cold, hard wood.
Aww.
Yeah, I did my best to comfort them after that, because, like, Jesus Christ, it was such an ordeal, like, getting them to do things without causing so much collateral damage.
There was, my biggest problem with Mormons is, so, I am obviously AFAB, and,
Yeah.
they're very sexist. They kept going to my brother, who is deaf and has a pretty severe speech impediment.
And is 17.
Is 17, and I love him. He is a genuinely smart kid. He had no idea what the fuck to do with packing, because most of the time, I, as the oldest sibling, usually take care of that. My sister, as the slightly older than him sibling, takes care of it, or my mom takes care of it. So this is his first...
He is the last in the line.
So...
Yeah.
He barely knew how to do anything. I will say he handled himself really well under pressure. Yeah. But they kept defaulting to Jazz, my little brother, for what to do.
Despite every time they did it, he would come up to AJ and ask, hey, AJ, what is the next thing that we have to do? And so instead of thinking logically and cutting out the middleman, they just kept asking the deaf kid.
Or like, I would go up and say, hey, can you do this in this very specific way? And then they would go to either Lily or Jazz.
Jesus.
It was so bad to the point where I started getting so flustered, I completely fucked up at telling them to do what they needed to for AJ's room. Because I was up there making sure that the upstairs got done, so that AJ could keep an eye on the downstairs and their mom.
Yeah, I have several chronic conditions that I need to take medication for. I was trying to leave out the little bedside table that I have that was going to get packed in my car that's full of my medication. That ended up getting packed in the back of the truck.
Oh no.
We have it in the apartment now, thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully my mom had spares of all the medication that I needed. And I kept enough on hand in a backpack bottle that I wasn't sore, because we were unpacking. About 18 hours later we unpacked the truck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thankfully, none of what they did caused so much damage that it was a problem. It was just annoying.
Yeah.
Very, very annoying.
It sounds it.
Yeah, it was so bad that because I kept having to go from room to room making sure things got packed right, my room barely got packed. I had to throw everything in my closet, and I have a bunch of really nice jackets that I've collected over the years. A can of soda exploded on my really nice leather jackets, my two really nice biker jackets.
No.
So I have to get those cleaned.
It's not the biggest issue, thankfully. At least it wasn't something horribly stained.
Yeah, thankfully I treat all of my leather jackets, because I do ride motorcycles, I have them weather treated, so it's mostly just that they're kind of sticky, and one of them has leather fringe on it, which means that I have to comb those out, and that's really annoying.
Yeah. But thankfully the second wave was a lot more competent than the first wave.
More competent being that they were just having to put things down instead of packing fragile things and not reading labels. Whenever I pack, I always make sure to write in all caps on things, fragile if there's any risk of it breaking.
To be fair, some of the reason why the things in the kitchen and all that are like that the way they were is because of me.
No, I'm talking about how they were packed into the truck.
Oh, how the shit was in the van? Yeah, no, that shit was awful. They oh, it was bad how the back of the van was just boxes very precariously stacked on top of each other. When half of them said canned goods and like they were at the very top, or it said glass and they're at the bottom, or it said fragile, or it said do not stack. Guess what was stacked on top of it? Other shit.
I'm getting like the most recent truck we got at my work.
Oh yes.
Like we're already like kind of tired. I mean, we're always tired. We fucking came in at 3 a.m. But like we're like getting ready to unload the truck, and then the dude opens the doors to the truck and starts backing up, and we see I'm gonna send the picture in the Discord, but then we see this.
Oh my god.
Oh Jesus.
And we're like, oh my fucking god, it's just a travesty. So what we usually have, we have there's like a wooden pallet, and then there's a bunch of rectangular repack boxes that are the same dimensions, and they're stacked up on top of each other to the top of the truck and wrapped in plastic. But they all fucking fell over, and we were just like, oh fucking god. Like I thought like as soon as because like usually when they back up they'll hit the curb a little bit, just because like, you know, they can't see it. Yeah. So I thought as soon as he hit the curb, it would fucking fall out. Thankfully,
Iris,
it did not.
What are those cables called?
They're blue... like they're just like fabric.
There's a name for them. The kind of like.
Why are you asking me?
It's kind of like they're kind of like seat belts.
Did you ask me?
It's like two giant seatbelts
we were at the U-Haul store recently, and I can't remember the name of them.
Oh, I didn't look at them, so I don't know.
They're like the things that you use to keep something from falling out of like your trailer bed.
A tether?
No. Oh. It's like the woven fabric like belt things that I don't fucking know.
I'm just calling it a funny seatbelt.
A belt. Looks like fucking paint tape.
Nah, it's like the texture of a seatbelt.
They're like
it was.
I know.
This truck fucking sucked because we went into it and she was like, okay, this is gonna be a small truck and there's not gonna be any repacks, and repacks are like we usually get like a bunch of boxes that have like one thing in it, but repacks are big boxes that have multiple smaller loose things in it. That you have to sort by department after you unload the truck. So you open the box and it can have like something from jewelry, something from wedding and ribbons, something from fine art, something from kids. So you have to sort all that shit out, and that takes a while. So we were told you're not getting any repack boxes this week, and the person who has been there the longest, Angie, was like, that's a fucking lie. And then we opened the truck and we were all like, well, that was a fucking lie. And then it took literally the entire shift for 2 people to unpack the repack boxes.
I figured out what they're called.
What are they called?
Yeah?
They're just called tie-downs.
Wow.
Incredible.
So
I'm glad that we solved this mystery.
Reason, I just wanted to say, because there's 2 tie-downs in here that are supposed to keep those boxes from falling over, and it's just the biggest middle finger that the boxes are falling through the 2 tie-downs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, always. Yeah. I still remember...
Like, the fucking can't... Like, we got so many fucking canvases. Like... So, like, we stored our stock room, like, in... They're like pallet wide little sections, and we stacked 3 pallets big all the way up to the goddamn ceiling of the stock room full of canvas box. I was like, what the fuck are we gonna do with these? Like, I know they sell well, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah, when I worked at 7-Eleven, it was like that a lot. But with
I worked
bread.
at Harbor Freight like that,
But with
too.
loaves of bread.
Bread.
Imagine loaves of bread
It's worse
stacked
when
to the
it's food
ceiling.
stuff.
We never actually sold enough to validate having that much bread, and because I was the only night shift person, aside from the ex-firefighter that never did his fucking job right, I was always the one that inventoried all the bread, so I was considered the one responsible when the bread went bad.
Asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I'm gonna have to make a note to post these images to the Twitter when the podcast goes live. Just
Sure,
because it's nice.
we can
I think that
schedule
would be
those
that's a
tweets.
nice thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just so people can be like, if I want to go through the effort of looking at the image, I will.
So I'll go ahead and do the plug now. If you guys want to see these images whenever the podcast goes live, I guess we're gonna post them to our
Go
Twitter.
to Twitter.
Yeah, twitter.com.
Go to twitter.com.
Is it FableFew or TheFableFew? Hold on.
I believe
Twitter.com.
it is
The
the
FableFew. Yeah,
At the TheFableFew. Actually, it's at the TheFablePoo.
No, it's not.
Shut
Don't
up.
listen to him.
Shut
He's a
up.
liar.
Alex,
Yeah,
you better
at the
cinch
Fable
that.
during both of these excruciating stories, I have a new chair because my last one broke.
Oh, right.
From like these stories are so. This chair, I bought an IKEA recliner instead of like a fake leather office chair on 5 wheels because I'm fucking sick of them breaking on me because I'm a big boy.
Sick of
and
it.
they say they can hold. They always say they can hold my weight. They can't hold my weight. So I bought a fucking IKEA recliner. And so now I can just do this and lean all the way back here. And I've been just staring at my ceiling, fucking, hearing the details of these stories and wishing my life would explode. Like, these are horrible. These stories are hell on earth.
Was last podcast did you have the recliner yet, or were you still on the broken chair? You were on the one that didn't have a back on it.
Yeah, it had a back. It's just that I could just keep leaning. And keep going.
Oh.
And if I tested my faith and a little too much, it would finally snap and I'd fall flat on my back.
Oh.
Would you like to test the recliner?
It's designed to do that.
I know, but I want him to do the funny voice thing like he did last week.
What?
Where
what
you
did
keep,
I do
where
last
you keep
week?
talking, but you're also
Oh,
reclining.
I just hold a note. Far away.
Goodbye.
Doppler effect.
Oh God.
The inherent comedy of the Doppler effect.
Doppler effective.
It is.
It's when you're standing in a busy street and you hear the car go.
Yeah, it's that a sound gets louder as it comes and gets quieter as it goes.
Can we name this podcast episode the Doppler effect?
Known as the sound when it comes.
Alex's reclining Doppler.
I'm losing it over that one.
Yeah. This is what we constitute as comedy in the 2 weeks since I've been here.
No one's been paying too close attention to the Paper Mario streams, and the VODs are gonna go up, and the first one finally did. Yeah. And that one's the longest because I did the prologue and chapter 1 at the same time because they don't separate them.
Nope.
They just have you go into one another, and they always are. The levels are like crossing into each other. But there was a boss. They put PD Piranha in the game, but he had like a tea bag like string with the label on it, and it was PT Piranha. And I'm still thinking about that. P.T.
Barnum looking ass.
Alright,
let's take a break.
Taking a fucking break after this shit.
Goodbye.
Alright, see ya.
Y'all heard about bread clips?
Huh?
What? They're like the thing for bread?
You know the little plastic tabs?
Are you talking about people breeding them?
I've been waiting for so long
What are you talking
to have
about?
this topic brought up. We're talking about the piece of plastic that holds the bread.
Okay.
What specifically are we talking about in this
Like
case?
the chip
Yeah, what
clips?
about them?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
No, not chip clips. The little plastic thing with teeth.
yes,
That holds a bread
yeah,
thing.
specifically
those.
the little plastic chip
Yes.
that holds the bag closed on
Yes.
bread and
Yes.
other pastries and
Get
other
the
plastic bags.
McFucking
Gluten-free
point.
bread
So-
often has it.
I found out from my good friends in a They Might Be Giants Discord server
Oh god.
that
Okay.
Excellent start.
there is an entire website dedicated
This is what I was talking about at the beginning!
Jay,
Wait.
keep talking.
to it's dedicated to the taxonomy and morphology of these bread clips.
I can never find it when I try to Google it though, because Googling the
It's-
taxonomy of bread clips never gets me what I want.
Because they never say the word bread clip on the website. So
I've
it
used
is-
so
They have
many.
a word. They have a word.
They do
it
have
is
a
the
word. I can never.
HOR Yeah, is the HORG, the Holotypic Occupated Research Group, a database of synthetic taxonomy.
Horde.
And it is basically like
Hold on. Lily just typing the acronym into
Horg is Horg is really good.
just typing the acronym into chat.
Overbot it back.
How come Overbot knew?
he does. He has weird things that set him off. Like if you say like cool, he'll say cool, cool, cool. If you type in something,
But why does Horde?
Because you
It's
type in
because
this,
he wanted to be involved.
because
I
you
think
said
if-
the same
I think if-
thing back
yeah.
and forth several times in a row.
I think if we say a word over and over enough, he'll repeat it.
This needs to stop.
But
Talk more about Hordes.
yes. So it's basically displayed in a SCP type manner. Not necessarily that it's a dangerous entity, but more in the manner the meta level of SCP.
I'm looking at it
Like,
right now.
Like you know how SCP presents itself as if it's real.
yes.
Like it's a real, it presents everything as if it is happening in real life. It is a real organization. There's protocols and stuff. So with
Horg
the
Horg
HR,
does the
with
same
with the
thing.
Horg, it presents as if these bread clips called Oclopanids are actual living creatures that they are trying to study and research and
I remember
classify.
I remember when
This
this
is
first got
amazing.
started, people like going out of their way to like steal bread clips to try and find rare ones to send in
is-
because it is a genuine it's a genuine study from Norway about how taxonomy works. And if you ever need to explain taxonomy to someone in a really like bare bones way, that's what it's for.
Yeah, it's really cool because like because my people they've mentioned in the There Might Be Giants server a couple times, and I've looked at the website like twice before this, and I was just kind of like, oh, that's weird and also neat, and then I tabbed back out. But
Yeah.
today I actually started reading, and then I got fucking hooked.
It's cool, right?
Cause it's just fake shit, but also I really like the classifying of something that's so I don't want to say stupid because it's not stupid.
It's
but
fascinating.
It's useless in the best way. There's no consequence to it. It's just like there's no reason for it, but they're doing it, and I love it. My friend I believe it's AJ in the
Hello.
In the server. Oh yeah.
Hello, that's me.
Completely forgot.
You forgot
your
that my name is
also
AJ.
that. But the other person named AJ, it like they sent a couple pictures of their collection, and it's honestly fucking fascinating. They like they said they have like hundreds, but they have a select few on an actual like rack for bread clips.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all like they all have like little labels on them showing the like scientific name of it, and I love it so much.
Surely the names
there's a
mean
world.
something.
So they do.
I mean,
I would love to get into that
there's a
as a
world.
taxonomy nerd.
There's a There's an alternate universe out there where these are Funko Pops.
So I would love
would
to
prefer
read.
these.
I would love to read the introduction page for this website.
Yes, please.
Just because I think, especially Lily and Alex will get a kick out of it because SCP. It's obvious people were a fan of the SCP storytelling format.
Yeah, it's very SCP in the way that they present it, and I love it.
Oculplanoids are generally found as parasitoids on bagged pastries in supermarkets, hardware stores, and other commercial establishments. Their fascinating and complex lifestyle is unfortunately severely under-researched. What is known is that they take nourishment from the plastic sacks that surround the bagged product, not the product itself, as was previously thought. Notable exceptions to this habit are those living off rubber bands and on analog watch hands.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
I'll explain, because I was fascinated with this website, and then the website name erased itself from my brain, and I've been trying desperately to remember what the name is, but Googling very specific words does not help me, so I kiss the ground you walk on, Jay.
I just, like, it's one of those things where, like, you glance at it a couple times and it doesn't really interest you, but you look for more than 2 seconds, you're like, oh my god, this is, like, everything. Like, the thing that, like, I'm just, like, reading through it, I'm like, oh my god, this is fantastic. And then looking at the fucking morphology page is my favorite.
This looks like somebody's college thesis.
I am such a big nerd of taxonomy and, like, morphology and stuff, to the point where I will yell at Lily for, like, hours sometimes when I get into a certain headspace where I just need to talk out my taxonomy hyperfixation.
I like
I
taxonomy.
am not. Say that again?
I said I like taxonomy, so I'm fine.
I've never really been into taxonomy. I've never really been a huge science nerd of any particular science, mostly because big words intimidate me. I think that's another reason why I didn't get into this until today, just because I saw a bunch of big words and I was, like, intimidated because big words make me feel stupid.
I think I not to interrupt you.
No, go on.
But I think some of my favorite things about scientific research papers is that the big words are very literal.
Yeah, so once you learn how to tackle science words from a literal perspective, it's fascinating. I love linguistic taxonomy more than anything else.
I want to start calling it linguistics.
Linguistics.
I really want to start saying linguistics.
I think the thing I'm most obsessed with is, like, one, the fact that you, like everyone's seen a fucking bread clip.
Surely they're not that different.
No.
But, like, there are a lot of different shapes of bread clips.
So there's
never realized before.
There's more to the page.
Oftentimes, I know, but oftentimes the reason why they're like that is because companies use the leftover plastics from other products.
But it's really wild. Like, my favorite part is the morphology page, because it's just, like, it has a diagram of, you know, the bread clip that everyone has seen, where it's got the grooves all over, but, like, it's labeled so meticulously like it's an actual anatomical diagram, and I love it so much.
For those that are just
fucking oral groove, oral hook, dential process.
You're not even talking about the fact that every single part of the hook and click mechanism is called a palp, which is a real animal term.
It is. Yes, I was about to say,
I love it.
My favorite part of this, and for anybody that's, like, listening to this and doesn't understand this terminology, morphology is about the specific look, about how an animal has specifically adapted to have certain parts to help it throughout its process. And taxonomy is the greater breakdown of those into how a specific species is actually adapted. And there's a saying in biology that morphology is not taxonomy. Specifically, that just because two animals look the same does not mean they are the same animal. The best example that I can always come up with, because it's the one that I've read the most, is that hares and rabbits are such completely different animals that while they look incredibly similar, that they are so different that they cannot hybridize. At all.
Also, the difference between the two is a hare judges whether you go to hell, and the rabbit is their just moral support.
As you go to hell.
That's about it. No. The rabbit's just there so you can pet it, as the hare, like, on your deathbed is like, you are going to burn in the oils on the 7th layer.
That's very fair. But it's the whole thing of, that is their morphology, is that they are both very similar animals because they have adapted to do very similar things within their ecology. But as their taxonomy, they're two completely different animals because they're just two completely different animals. They just happen to both evolve to serve the same purpose. But it's really weird because coyotes and wolves can hybridize. And those are even two animals that don't look nearly as similar as rabbits and hares do.
Mm.
Animal science.
What's that funny fox that lives in the desert and he's got a big square head?
Oh, I thought maned fox for a second, but that's the one that's on stilts. You're thinking about the one that's its face looks too small for its goddamn head.
Desert fox. It's called a fennec fox.
No, that's not a fennec fox. Fennec fox is the big.
That one's face is too. That one's too big for its little tiny head.
I'm going to Google
cursed foxes.
Square head.
Cursed foxes is the only thing I can think of because there's a whole webpage that's dedicated to.
There's literally fox. Tibetan
it's
fox.
It's a square. Yeah. It's called the squarehead fox.
It's the Tibetan fox specifically.
I love him. He looks so squinty.
Why is he like that?
He really looks like a 3D, like
you know how people
it's like someone
fox.
Drawing a fox
from
memory.
Faces on animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always want to think that he's a canid and not a vulpine. For some reason.
What a dude.
That's another thing, is foxes are a completely separate thing from both cats and dogs.
Yep.
They're not related to either of them. I will slap you across the face if you ever do that shit. Fight you. It's also red pandas are neither pandas. For a long time, people thought that they were a relative of foxes, but they're actually their own super specialized group that exists within their own. They are their only living relative.
I can't remember. Are
Alex.
foxes canids or felines?
They're vulpines. They are their own classification.
I can't stop thinking about this dude.
Kill you, Jay. I just said this. I'm gonna kill you.
What the fuck are you talking about? Are you laughing at?
Look at the podcast chat. I can't stop thinking about this fucking dog, dude.
Oh, this is just gonna be a lot of pictures. I'm sorry for anyone who's on Spotify and is at work.
And I'm sorry, audio listeners. You should follow us on YouTube or.
If you don't need to follow us on Twitter for this one. Literally Google square fox head. And you'll find
it's the Tibetan fox.
You'll find the fox.
Hey.
And then just look up puppy sleeping on back, and that literally it's every single picture is this fucking dog.
You killed Jay. Jay is dead now.
This one needs context. If anyone's seen the photo set of the the little puppy sleeping on its back and his belly, and his arms at his side. One of the pictures in the photo set is he's under a tablecloth, so it's just his butt sticking out. And Tyler just responded to that picture with pussy out.
Here. Shut off. Oh shit, guys, hold on.
What happened?
Lily's computer shut off.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she's gone.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, her audio's gone.
Oh, fuck.
That's fuck. Ah, shit.
Should we pause?
Hey, don't delete it.
Wait, hold on.
Did you stop your recordings?
I was about to say.
We're still going.
I was about to say you're still on Discord, so that's got to mean something.
Okay.
What happened?
Okay.
It went into standby.
Okay.
Oh, it just went into standby?
Did anyone press anything?
No, I was pulling it up to hit pause. In case
I literally put my hand
because I was about to call out to Lily that she was still on Discord, so her computer couldn't have shut off.
My computer's my keyboard has a button that it looks like a power button. It acts like a power button. It puts my computer in standby.
God,
are we leaving that in?
Yes.
I guess.
Why
Look,
not?
you should put some intense music. Put on Who Wants to Be a
Metal Gear
Millionaire.
Telling me to do things. I just moved into my apartment.
Back on the grind, Lily.
If we,
Welcome back.
I have an excellent animal for us to go back to. If you guys,
Please.
Palace Cat.
I'm not putting any more pictures of animals.
I don't know if we said, but the website for bread clip taxonomy is
Is it
It's
www.horg.com. Yes.
It's horg.com.
They wasted opportunity.
They
They couldn't get the organization. I remember they couldn't get .org as an organization because you have to be registered for that.
Horg.org is so good.
Where does horg.org go? Hold on.
No, don't go to
Horg.org.
horg.org. It's probably someone's actual dick. Like a hog.
Oh, its site can't be reached.
Yeah. Oh, did you guys notice that on horg.com, the browser icon for your tab is a bread clip?
Yes.
That's
Oh,
pretty
it sure
good.
is. I'm remiss to mention that I believe it was AJ
What's up?
in the not you. Let me scroll. Please, boobs in my mouth. Please,
What?
do nothing. Have you not?
Have you not seen this?
Have you?
You not seen this niche meme?
It's
I've been moving for 2 weeks.
This is old.
Yeah, no,
It's
yes,
not
they
new.
have a shirt that
I
has
think your
bread
brother's gonna
clips
come
on
over and
it.
bother you.
They have a shirt that has bread clips printed on it in like rainbow gradient, and it is fantastic.
What the fuck do you want
And in
from
the
me?
picture, they are wearing the biggest, gaudiest.
I said I would be
multicolored
recording
sunglasses, and
tonight.
I love it.
Incredible.
Sorry.
The thing-
I said I'd be
in
recording
case anyone didn't catch
at
what I
9.
said, Ares' brother decided to leave the room that he was in and come bother Ares, despite the fact that I told him we would be recording.
I said we'd be recording at
cool.
9.
I can hear
We're just
them
having a-
yelling at him. Jay, what are you typing in Discord?
I'm to note to self.
Jazz, please stop
Oh,
fucking
Mind
my
your
cat.
business.
Mind your fucking business.
I swear to God,
just
I
have to-
wasn't able to mute my audio, so that's just in there. Have fun, Lily.
I
I'm
like
gonna
to
fix
write.
it.
I usually write a note with a timestamp of like something that I want to X out.
Thank you.
He's spelling stuff in
writing that
sign
down?
language at me, so I can't look.
Just tell him to fuck off.
I'm
Just say
trying.
late
recording.
ass.
I don't know what he said.
Ugh,
He tried to
we're in a
finger
world.
spell at me from a distance, and I don't have my glasses
He
on.
said he was just saying good night.
It's not how good night looks. You should know the sign for good
Oh,
night,
good
fucker.
Good lord.
Good fucking lord.
I got home from work, I immediately sat down, and this is where I've been.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel real. I looked outside when I got home, and it was just orange, because Oregon's on fire. We're all dead.
Guys, it's a boy.
It's a boy.
Was it a boy?
It was.
The California
Both
one,
California
I think.
fire gender reveal parties were boys.
Both?
Proof that men shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
I thought there was only one.
Oh yeah, this happened before. No, this happened in 2018 as well. People
Yeah.
don't learn history.
I'm
of
glad
people.
that
remember?
the only man here made that joke.
Oh, what? Proof that men shouldn't
Yes.
exist. 2 gender reveal parties have
God.
caused 2 California wildfires.
2
Oh.
massive California wildfires.
Massive.
During massive California
And
wildfires.
now Oregon's on fire. Yay!
Yay.
Is it on fire?
It looks like Silent Hill.
It's
my
climbing
mom's
up the
siblings'
west
houses
coast.
have burned down.
Yeah,
Cool.
my aunt on my dad's side, her house got buried in ash, and she can't leave because the air is toxic outside.
Oh.
Yeah,
Alex, please be safe.
be safe,
Oh,
guys.
I'm nowhere.
Please.
Personally, I'm nowhere near it. Me, Kiefer, and Tyler are so not nearby.
Okay.
The family member who their house got hit by the fire is very far.
Isn't this
From where I
the
live.
4th major uncontrollable wildfire in the world this year?
Yes.
Probably.
So we had the
I wouldn't
Amazon,
put it
we had
past me.
Australia, we had something else, and now it's California.
God, yeah. Remember when Australia was on fire?
Remember when we were worried because both the Amazon and Australia were on fire in February? And now it's September.
That was this year! God!
February.
Yeah. Shout
You
out!
guys ever think about how the...
Shout out to everyone in like 2025 going back and listening to the only podcast ever, back to episode
The
20.
only one that exists.
The only-
in the year 2025.
The only podcast that survives the nucleothermic blowout.
Only because
Future,
I
future
know how
Alex,
to
if
take
you're listening
control
to
of
this in
my
5 years,
hard
I got one thing to say to you. It's buried at your old stomping grounds. You gotta dig 20 meters.
20
You'll find
meters?
I really wish
I'll
you
kn-
just
I'll
said
know.
it's buried.
That's 60 feet.
That's a long way down. Meters
No
is,
one's gonna fucking
meters
find
is
this
3
shit
feet.
except me, bro.
Yeah, that's 60 feet.
Yeah. I'll know.
God.
I'll know in 5 years. I'll know what that means.
But yeah,
I
shout
got,
out,
I got plans.
man, shout out to February. Remember when February felt like February?
Yo,
Not a shout out to February.
shout
Not
out.
a shout out to February. How about February go fuck
September.
itself? I'm out of here.
It's September.
It's September. Lily is going to turn 21 next month. I'm losing.
I'm
it,
also
folks.
going to turn. I'm turning 21 this month.
You're all fucking babies.
I got a job interview and the guy's like, "Oh, you're turning 21 this month." I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You're finally gonna be old enough to drink." And I'm like, "Yeah." You know, my stepdad keeps saying that's what he's excited for too. Why are you saying this?
I don't know.
Why is this the small talk
Fuck.
you decided to do while you interview
Fuck
me?
all of y'all. I got quarantined on my birthday. I was not able to go out and have an epic rager.
Epic.
Oh, like you would have had an epic rager if you could.
Listen, I still have the phone numbers of my old party friends from high school. Epic
You know-
Oh
rager.
yeah?
You-
Are you gonna call them?
No, absolutely the fuck not.
Why do you still have those fucking phone numbers?
Just in
then?
case.
Once again, the first response that came to my brain is inappropriate for the situation and not something that I would mean to say. But when you
Jay,
said
what's
like
the
I
response?
got quarantined on my birthday, I think my immediate response was meant to say pats you on the head, but my brain said kisses you on the mouth. So
I'm so sorry to
pucker
hear
up.
that. Come
We
here.
can't have this NB homoeroticism on our podcast.
I
Not-
fucking-
I'm sorry. It's just
As
what
a
being an
complete-
NB is like.
I
Hey, I'll
just
take envy
remembered
over
fucking
eroticism.
I fucking just got I just fucking got this memory. The other day I ordered food to be delivered to my house, and the person who was getting my food was actually texting through the number, like sending messages instead
Oh,
of
like
the automation
DoorDash?
system.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were both sending messages, both the person personally and the app. And when they dropped my food, off, they left a message that said, "Your food is here. I am not." And that was it. And
really good.
it's really,
AJ, we should order
really
food.
good.
Right now?
That reminds
Your
me.
food has arrived.
I'm
I am
hungry.
gone.
We have food in the fridge.
No, we
the-
don't.
There's
my-
fucking
my
casserole in the
coworker
fridge.
Jay's trying to talk.
Yeah,
you
Lily
bickering
won't shut up.
People.
My
Jake,
coworker
I'm
Tyler.
sorry.
You just keep interrupting. Just let the birds
Now
speak.
it's you.
My
Jay,
fucking
go.
coworker Tyler.
Jay, go. Jay,
One
go.
time he ordered
Jay,
pizza
speak now.
and he left the note on the website when he ordered, because he ordered like 30 minutes to close and he felt bad, but he was like, I'm fucking hungry, so I'm getting pizza. But he left the note that said like, curse when you get here. So the dude came, knocked on the door, and went, "Motherfuckers, your pizza's here." and like he Tyler was like delighted, and his mom was like, what the fuck? My coworker Tyler is an incredibly chaotic force. On the day he told me that story, he invited me over to his house by sending me a text with a sheet of plywood and said, "You want to break stuff?" And I said, "Fuck yes." So we broke a bunch of pieces of plywood into manageable pieces with axes, baseball bats, pickaxes, a sledgehammer, and then we broke it into manageable pieces and threw it in a barrel fire, and then we had pizza, and it was fantastic. And then this past Thursday, which was a week ago, because tomorrow is Thursday, I texted Tyler out of the blue because I was feeling insomniac, and he is also an insomniac, and I was like, "You want to go to the beach and watch the sunrise?" It was like 4:30 a.m. and he was like, "Yeah, let me get dressed and I'll pick you up." So we went to the beach, we had a lovely time and watched the sunrise, and then we had breakfast, and then we went on a trail hiking, and then he dropped me off back home, and then he crashed his fucking car 20 feet from his house.
That's excellent.
You know, that is actually where most accidents happen, is about like a mile within your home.
It's within 2 miles of your home, which is why I always say you should just move.
But like he
live in the same
he
place
was already
for more
kind
than 1
of
day.
getting drowsy when he was dropping me off, and I was worried, but like I wanted to like invite him in and be like, "Hey, want to crash on my couch for like 30 minutes?" But he had like work at 4 p.m. and it was like 1 p.m. So I was like, "I'll let you go." And then that happened, and he totaled his fucking beautiful truck.
You had no idea the toll that saying, "Do you want to crash at my place?"
Well, I didn't ask him, but in retrospect,
You
I'm like,
cursed
I should
him.
have.
You cursed him.
Yeah.
You cursed him.
Also,
on a homoerotic note, no homo, Jay, but when you posted that picture of you busting up plywood, I've never felt more attracted to you.
That means a lot, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Note to all the lesbians out there, I'm incredibly single and very lonely.
Jay,
Please.
Jay, if
Yes.
it means anything, I was also incredibly attracted to the fact that
All you gotta do is smash a wood. You ever think about
Jay tonight?
Jay knows what's up.
Jay, why don't you just introduce yourself with that video now? Just keep it on your phone.
Just go whenever you get on Tinder.
Hey, check this out.
Just send people that video instead of
Well,
an
now I
intro.
have to send that to my crush.
Absolutely.
I will
if they're not
say-
immediately attracted to you, there's something wrong.
I will say also for reference, on the flip side, if anyone's trying to get with me and they just send me a picture of them in loose-fitting clothing fucking beating the shit out of something, I will never be more attracted to them than in that moment.
It is true. They are very
I'm just
attracted
thinking
to
of.
dumb things.
Now I'm just thinking about that meme video of that dude that's just wearing shorts and he's like bobbing his head up and down and like in his like apartment.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's like,
And
he knocks a paper towel off the wall and then flips the stool over. I'm now imagining that, but it's Jay. Just smash the fucking paper towel off the stool, flip it over.
I know what we need to do.
Video
What
cuts.
video we need to do for Jay's birthday?
Gamer house.
Oh
It's
yeah.
gotta have some, and
Yeah,
because
my
that
birthday
it's
is
a because
the
it's a
23rd
music
of September. Please
because
give me
it's
things.
because it's
Thank you.
because it's a music based meme. We could definitely just throw some Lemon Demon on there and call it a day.
Hey,
That's all you fucking need.
Neil.
Someone want to give us a closer?
Oh, I had one, but I forgot.
That
Okay.
sucks.
Coffees for
Cool.
closers. The end. Stop it now.
Shut the fuck
Stop
up.
it now.
Stop.
We still have another
Stop it
minute.
now. Another minute.
Um,
Wham wazzle. We got another minute to fucking.
Oh, I have one.
Wubble up a dub dub. Am I right, gamers?
Welcome to the
I have-
table.
I have
Two.
one.
This has been a podcast
I
too.
got-
Hold on.
I got one. So,
Leave a
going
like.
back-
It's
Aries has
pretty
it.
cool.
I've had it.
Aries.
So when I was working at 7-Eleven, we stocked very expensive wine, and at one point, the delivery truck came in. He's like, stuff may have shifted during flight. Opened up the back of the truck, and I go out to help him. Immediately, a box of wine smashes, not like right in front of my feet. I don't get any wine on me. But I sit there and he's like, that was the straightest face I've ever seen anyone almost die to.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Awesome. All right, that's the end of the episode, guys. Thank you for watching.
We're gonna record
Bye.
more
Love
Paper
you.
Mario soon. Bye.
Bye.